Morning everyone, my name's Chris. I'm here at Miyagi Bonsai today. After building up a good relationship over a couple of years, we finally decided to put our talents together and do a little collaboration. My main talents lie in sculpture and creating pots, which I've now applied to the more natural, rugged slabs you see in front of you. What I personally prefer about the slabs is they're a lot more naturalistic. They work with, there's no straight lines in nature. So as you can see, they're all very textured, very informal, and I try to work with different palettes, but all within the natural kind of spectrum. As you'll see later, we've got some with oranges and ambers, a lot of browns, a lot of umbers, and it just adds something to the trees that you don't get in the traditional pots. At the end of the day, bonsai is all about shaping. It's about working with nature, and that's the benefits of having a slab. As you can see, you can just achieve so many different looks by changing the angle of the pot, the way you position the tree. With this pot, for example, you could put the root mass up at a slight angle. You can even, with some of the pots that I make, you can pivot the positioning just by your placement of the tree. And in terms of the positioning, something else that slabs bring to the table is not only can you manipulate the positioning, but something else that's gained a lot of popularity is by turning the slabs upside down, you can create a lot of negative space and you still have a very solid planting structure. You're still going to get all the drainage benefits. All the wiring holes are perfectly aligned for where you need to position your trees. And as you can see, it just introduces another element. So wherever you're placing your bonsai, indoors or outdoors, it creates a sculpture. It's adding art on top of art. Working in the weather and leaving the pots outside adds elements that you can't make in a studio. All of the pots are not only heavily rained on in the UK, but they're then dried in the sunshine. They are very often made in the wintertime as well. So most of my pots, unlike others, are frost resistant. I've had problems in the past with other slabs where they are prone to cracking. All of my materials are put together to make the slabs as light but as durable as possible. And obviously in the UK, we do get a bit of adverse weather. Not as bad as other parts of the world, but frost can be an issue. All of my pots are sealed with a completely non-toxic, completely plant-friendly sealer. So width-wise, we're looking at around 55 to 60 centimeters, depending on what side you're measuring from. Obviously, all the slabs are in formal shape, so they're very adaptable. Width-wise on this one, we are looking at about 38 to 39, depending on what corner you're taking from. But again, bear in mind, with the slabs, you get high points, you get low points. You can adjust that to your planting style. You can have a nice low front on a bigger tree. Equally, you can create more of a cliff feature towards the front. You can plant your tree at an angle. They're really moldable, so bear in mind all measurements are kind of a rough guide. Likewise, depth, planting style, you've got a couple of inches to play with. Let's say 3 inches on average. This is a slightly higher point. Again, this is a lower point. Also something worth mentioning on some of my slabs, I like to do overhangs and things whereby when you're planting, you can put the moss or your soil or whatever medium you're using all the way up to the edges, or you can leave a good portion of the slab exposed, which is what I like to do with a lot of my plantings. You'll see with some of the more flat slabs that we have, that comes into play even more. Later down the line, we are going to make some more videos. We'll probably do some planting videos. We'll show you what techniques you can use and how you can really make the most out of a slab.